I'm Martina.
I'm Zoe.
I'm Bella.
I'm Gary.
I'm Annika.
And we're eating some shakies. Woo.
Pizza.
Our first question is from Harry Styles. And he's asking, why is money management everybody's business? Well, Harry, money makes the world go round. You need it to do most things. Everything you spend goes back. There's like a money cycle. So everyone uses money. That's why it's everybody's business. Next will be Zoe.
This question is from Tom Holland. He's asking, how can mathematics be used to gain financial literacy and profitability? Well, the more knowledgeable you are about concepts and strategies related to this subject, the more informed you can be and you can make more strategic choices, which leads to more savings and income.
So our next question is from Paul Rudd. So he's asking, after learning about the lessons about consumer mathematics, how do I propose to manage my own finances? Well, in our math class, we were asked to do this financial plan thing, and it allows us to use methods of planning so we can achieve our financial goals in the future in a much more organized way. And organized and systematic way.
And for our next question, which will be from Leonardo DiCaprio, he wants to know, how do you see yourself as your own finance manager after graduation from college? Well, Leo, as a comm arts major, which we all are, I don't think that we can be professional finance managers, but at least we have a slight knowledge on how we can manage our finances. But I think that it would still be best to trust a professional, especially after we graduate and start earning income.
The next question comes from Chris Evans, and he's asking, which way of investing do you feel like doing in the next 3 to 5 years? So, Chris, I think investing in stocks or large companies is cool because you have to learn a lot about it, and it's valuable information that you can use for the rest of your life. So, it's good to start at a young age and not just in like 3 to 5 years, but even now, so that our savings can grow over time. But you really have to learn like who you're investing into.
For our next topic, it'll be mathematics in decision making. This first question comes from yet another Chris Hemsworth. He asked, can you explain the relevance of social choice theory in tackling social problems? So, social choice theory helps us make more fair decisions in our community and society. And even though it's hard to be completely fair, you can at least try. Thank you.
So this next question is from another Chris Pine. Chris Pine is asking, how useful is mathematics in decision making? Well, Chris, I think making decisions is very subjective to most people, if not all.
No problem.
And I think numbers are very objective and systematic. And because of that, I feel like the influence of mathematics on decision making can make things a little less biased.
Bite to that.
Our next question is from Kristen Stewart. She's asking if we believe that voting is an effective way of making group decisions and why. I think, yes, it is a effective way of making group decisions because we are able to get everyone's input in the decision we are going to make. So everyone has a fair, everyone's able to say their mind. So we're able to make a just and fair decision based on what everyone thinks.
So, the next question is, his question is, do you believe that using math is a good move in making decisions when it comes to social choice? And why? Well, Chris, what is voting without math? You have to count the votes and that involves math. So yes, math is a good choice. The next question is,
In relation to mathematics and communication technology, the first question is from another Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield. What is the difference between coding theory and cryptography? Well, Andrew, coding theory is more generally about detecting and correcting codes, while cryptography is all about solving and writing or making codes. So that is the difference.
This next one is from the original Spider-Man,
Oh.
Spider-Man. And he asked, how relevant is mathematics in this digital age? And we think that, what? Programs are made from codes and numbers. And in the computers that we use every day, we have the binary code 0, 1.
So our next question is Andrew Garfield's co-star Dane DeHaan that played the Green Goblin. So he's asking, why is there a need to invent codes? Well, Dane, just like our language, English and Filipino, a code is language spoken by the computers and not us. So technology is very systematic and it can't just speak the way we do. So codes is their way of speaking and it was invented for computers and all that to have a way of speaking suited to its nature and function.
Another co-star of Andrew Garfield has tweeted us also about coding theory. Emma Stone wants to know, what is there to consider in constructing a code? Like Bella and Annika mentioned a while ago, computers do not speak our language. They speak in binary code, so 0101. So what you have to consider is that you don't you have to consider sorry, you're not typing a secret message using letters. You have to type every word either using 1 and 0 and make a corresponding code for each word that you're trying to send.
So, the next question is from Robert Pattinson. And he's asking, what is your understanding, Martina, of the process of sending messages through noisy channels? Well, sending messages through noisy channels may equal the disruption of the original message, which is why error detection and correction is needed. So, thank God for computers and we don't have to do that.
This question is from Robert. I was gonna say another Robert Downey Jr. He asked, "Why is the field of mathematics called coding? Well, why is coding theory important in the real world?" Well, Robert Downey Jr., coding helps us program computers, algorithms, and systems. You should know a lot about this since you play Iron Man. So these systems and algorithms and programs make life easier, so we don't have to do everything manually. Like in the previously mentioned topic of social choice, you don't have to count everything manually and other things like that. So yes.
Now this next question is from Mark Zuckerberg.
Whoa,
He asked me, why is there a need to encrypt messages and how is this different from decrypting messages? Well, on Facebook and online, you need to prevent private or sensitive data to be easily hacked or stolen, and that's why it's important to encrypt messages.
Our next question is from Boo Boo Stewart. Okay, anyways, he's asking, would you consider us sending your secret message to a friend using the ideas of cryptography? Or how do you process to do so? Well, I think it would be interesting, like, because you know how in the olden days we just write messages and then the ink is like invisible and you have to use a light. I think this would be a more cooler way for smart people only to get to decode my message. So I think it would be fun to send messages like that.
Now, moving to the local sphere, we actually got a question from Gary Valenciano today.
Mr. Pure Energy.
I didn't know he was also interested in math, but he wants to know, why is the field of mathematics called cryptography important in the real world? Well, Mr. Valenciano, it's important in the real world because now that everything is becoming digital, there's more issues regarding privacy and security. So we need to make sure that we keep everything safe and only the people who need to see certain things or will be allowed to see certain things. And that's why cryptography helps us do that.
Our next question is from Jack Black. And he asks, why is math considered as a tool in solving problems efficiently? Well, Jack, as I said a while ago, math makes the world go round just like money does. So it helps solve problems efficiently because it simplifies things.
Thank you. So this next question is from Jack Black's co-star in Year 1, Michael Cera himself. He asks, how can you apply the concepts you've learned in this topic in your field? Well, since our degree is communication arts, we can apply this to our productions or when we're filming to find the shortest path or the easiest and most efficient way to go about a project. So yes, hope you know that as you are an actor as well.
Good example, Zoe.
So this next question comes from the entire cast of Poker Night. And they asked, what does it mean when you say that a method is efficient? Well, being able to make the most out of the resources in order to get the best results, whether you minimize or maximize your profit.
So our next question is from Shane Dawson, and he's asking me
Love you.
to give an example of a real-life situation that can be considered as a maximization/minimization problem, and if you can describe how linear programming can help us solve this problem. Well, Shane, that's very simple. So if you have a business, you want to know how to make the most out of your money so you can get rich, because you know you can't just go around losing money. You gotta know that, Shane.
Jenna Marvels wants to know, what is your understanding of the shortest path problem? Well, Jenna, it's quite simple actually. It's trying to get the shortest distance traveled in order to get from one point to another. That's it.
Oh my gosh,
Jenna.
Is that all the questions we have?
No, we have one directed to all of us. If from Miss Abigail Carpio.
She tweeted us!
I'm starstruck.
She wants to know, what are your views in learning the concepts discussed in all the topics we have discussed today, and are the concepts too easy or too difficult for us to understand?
Nothing is too difficult to understand as long as we try.
Yes.
Especially with a good teacher.
Yeah.
I think the real life
slice is for
examples
you.
also help. Bye to that!
Okay, bye!